We back with another YouTube video, man. We back with another crazy crime story. Woman almost murders a cop. Sydney Wilson. Never heard of this before. Never heard of this case before. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video, comment, and let's get right into the video.
Hi, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing.
Yeah.
I want to try and get to 1 million
Yo, Dane,
Thank you.
they are insane. This shit get crazy, bro. Well, let me lock my door.
This case takes place in the USA in September of 2024. Recently, an incredibly shocking and nightmarish video clip has been making its rounds on social media.
Bro, I turn off my light.
Footage shows a male officer and a woman. The woman appears to be in a state of murderous rage, leaving the officer no option other than to defend himself
Now, let me turn on my
any means necessary. Sydney Wilson was a 33-year-old woman. She was born in Pennsylvania, but lived in Reston. She graduated from a high school in Washington, D.C. before going on to earn a bachelor's degree from Georgetown University. It was in Georgetown University where she pursued her passion for basketball, as she was able to attend on a basketball scholarship.
Really?
From what I can tell, she excelled in the sport, as she was the team captain. Sydney stood at over 6 foot tall, so of course she was the perfect height for such a sport.
Wow.
In May of 2013,
she was a basketball
Sydney
player.
won an award for community service excellence. Following her graduation, Sydney took on a number of jobs before she landed a position as an operations manager for JLL Mid-Atlantic. In one post on LinkedIn, Sydney wrote, "A personal goal of mine in 2024 is not to be humble. I do a lot of really great and noteworthy work, and I am responsible for being my best advocate."
Okay.
By all accounts, Sydney seemed like she was doing well in life.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, what took a turn? No, like, for real, like, what actually took a turn, bro?
According to those who knew Sydney, they later explained that she loved children. It's possible that Sydney had gone through some hardships in her life, as she was also an inspirational and motivational speaker.
Like
She
me.
would speak to young girls that were coached by her former teammates and aspired to play high school and college basketball. This seems to be something that Sydney took great pride in and gave her a sense of purpose. However, all of this good would tragically come to an end.
Damn.
And according to some sources, Sydney's mental health issues began to cause some
The
problems.
fuck?
On Monday, the 16th of September 2024, at approximately 10:17 a.m., an officer by the name of Peter Liu.
Here's the thing, though. Why we never heard of this on the news? Ain't that crazy? Like, bro, we never heard of this shit on the news, bro. Like, it never appeared nowhere. Like, bro, I'm just now hearing about this. It's crazy because it was something similar to this case. It was a lady. I think she was like, I don't know. I think she was complaining about spirits or some shit like that, and then she had like a hot pot of water. She was about to throw it on the she was about to throw it on the officer, right? But then the officer shot her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of similar, but except she has a knife, so it's kind of difficult.
Picked up his police radio. On the other end, the operator informed him of a job to go to, involving a woman who was mentally unwell and was in an agitated state. The operator informed Peter of the situation, that the police force had received a request from a mental health professional to conduct a welfare check on a 33-year-old woman named Sydney Wilson. And so Peter set off to a block of apartments at Sunrise Valley Drive in Reston. At this point, Peter had been part of the police force for over 14 years, and he was trained in crisis management, so he would have been one of the most qualified officers to attend this call. In this area, these sorts of welfare checks are usually done in tandem with another mental health professional. However, the usual co-responder was unavailable to assist Officer Liu, as at the time they were on another call. Although, according to those who have since assessed the situation, this would end up being a positive thing. Peter Liu arrived and he knocked on Sydney's door. Sydney opened the door smiling, but she immediately closed it. Undeterred, Officer Liu continued to try to speak to her through the door, and after approximately 2 minutes, Sydney opened the door again.
Hi man, I'm Officer Liu.
What the fuck?
How are you?
Oh! That's what she on? Yeah,
back up.
yeah, stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man.
Nah. All right.
Back up.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, see, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Something wrong. Something wrong. Something is 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 wrong. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I love my black people. What the fuck she did that for? Come on, my nigga. You're asking to die. Come on, bro. What the fuck?
Back up. Back up. Back up.
As Sydney opened the door, she said, "How are you?" before quickly using the knife to slash the officer. At this point, Sydney lunges towards the officer, who backs away, saying, "Jesus Christ." The officer pleads with Sydney, telling her to back up. Upon raising his weapon, Sydney does back up, but only for a moment.
What the fuck?
Shortly after, she refuses and continues to walk towards Officer Liu. Holding the knife above her head in a threatening manner, Sydney continues to walk towards Officer Liu in a way that looks right out of a cliché horror movie. Sydney then slashes the officer again as he screams back up. The officer was able to retreat after shooting Sydney twice. However, she still continued to attack him in an
What the fuck? She the Terminator? She the Terminator, bro?
incredibly violent manner. In that moment, Officer Liu decided to shoot again. Sydney was shot a total of 3 times before she collapsed to the floor. Officer Liu then grabbed his radio to call in for assistance, but as he did this, blood began to pour from his wounds. In just a few moments, his entire police radio is completely covered in his own blood.
Damn.
After calling for backup, Officer Liu then approached Sydney. Blood can be seen on the footage just pouring from him.
You could tell he didn't want to shoot her. You can tell he didn't want to shoot her, bro. He didn't want to do that. You feel me? That's why when she kept saying back up and she slashed him again, it was like, yo, bro. You could tell like that first, like when she slashed him, the first time, I think it hit him. I think that knife hit him. Yo, why would she do that? What the fuck is wrong with this stupid hoe? I ain't gonna lie, bro. See, that's a justifiable kill. In GTA, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. You feel me? Like, then he just said, hey, she closed the door on some weird shit. He's talking to her behind while she closed the door. She said, hi, how are you? And have a knife and slash that and try to slash them. What the fuck?
Sydney was still alive, so Officer Liu asks if she is okay. However, Sydney is too injured to reply. Only moaning can be heard as she clings on to life. With the loss of blood, Officer Liu goes to the ground. Other people who lived in the apartment block begin to come out and ask Officer Liu if everything is okay. The officers and medics soon arrive on the scene. Other body cam footage shows Officer Liu lying on the ground in a horrific state. Blood is literally streaming down his face as the medic treats his wounds. This is where the footage ends. Sydney Wilson was rushed to hospital. However, shortly after her arrival, she was pronounced dead. Peter Liu lost some blood, but thankfully, his injuries were not life-threatening and he was treated for his wounds. There is an image online that can easily be found, which shows Officer Liu's wound to his head.
Damn.
The image is quite graphic, so if you're squeamish, don't look. Following the death of Sydney, her old college basketball team shared a post in which they said that they were mourning the tragic loss of Sydney Wilson and...
Bro, what? There was something wrong with her, but what was wrong with her though? But she said, hi, how are you? Like a fucking, like a fucking maniac. Like, look at her face. Like, look at her face. Look at her face right here. What the fuck? Look bottom left. Why she look so crazy? It's crazy.
Said that she was forever part of the team. Sydney's funeral was then held in Pennsylvania on the 5th of October 2024. Her obituary says, Sydney's legacy of friendship, empathy and love will live on in the hearts of everyone who ever met her. However, footage of the incident was then shared, and since this, the basketball team have been slammed and criticised, with many telling the team to take down the post.
Nah, for real, but I'm not gonna lie, she violated, bro. Like, what's wrong with her? Why would she do that?
When the death of Sydney came to light, people began to look at her various social media pages. On her LinkedIn and Facebook pages, she had posted about receiving a certificate in mental health training in 2024.
What? How?
She wrote, I am proud of this. I became certified in adult mental health first aid after 8 hours of necessary training. As a personnel manager, mentor, friend, big cousin, and daughter, it's important to be able to help and identify challenges in myself and others. I think this is the greatest act of love. The Chief of Police, Kevin Davis, then spoke with the media.
He did the things that we train him and expect him
No,
to do.
yeah.
If you're threatened like that, if you can tactically reposition yourself, do it. If you can use distance, use it. If you can seek cover and concealment, seek it. All those options just weren't available to him, and he was being simultaneously attacked.
Yeah,
Davis
no.
then went on to say,
No, yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie. He was being attacked so many times, my nigga. Like, he got attacked twice. Like, first off, I'm not gonna lie. In New York, nigga, the moment you burst a knife, the moment you try to attack a cop with a knife, nigga, you're dying. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You're done. Like, they don't care. They'll shoot you 5 times. Like, real shit. They'll shoot you 5 times, bro, and not give a fuck. They won't even ask you if you're okay if you're on the ground. If you get shot 5 times by police officers in New York, they won't even ask you, are you okay? I promise you. They just go for backup. Real shit. The police over here gave her mercy. Like, he was like, yo, bro, back up. Back up. She came up to him. She slashed him again. He's like, yo, bro, back up. She came running? All right, now I gotta shoot you twice. You feel me? Oh, you want to still be up? Okay, now I gotta shoot you again. He see, there's good cops and there's bad cops. That's a good cop.
Life is something we all mourn.
He did nothing wrong.
The person whose life was lost in this particular case is no different. She has a family and friends and loved ones who loved her very much. They are grieving and upset. We will pray for them, and our thoughts are with this particular family. Kevin Davis.
She played for Georgetown?
That it could have been much, much worse.
Bro, look at her face. Like, she's like a fucking... You feel me? Like, she looked psychotic. Like, she looked like she's not in the right state of mind. Like, dead serious, bro. Like, real shit.
As I said earlier, the usual co-responder was unavailable at the time as they were on another call. Kevin Davis believes that the clinician not showing up on the scene prevented the incident from becoming even deadlier. As if Sydney were to grab the clinician first, Officer Lou would not have been able to fire his weapon right away, and the clinician would have likely been killed. Then, the footage made the rounds on social media. This case has divided many. There are a few people who defend Sydney. One person said that Sydney should not have been killed, but should have been stunned with a stun gun, with one person saying that because she was black, they killed her.
Ah, see, now they start trolling with this black shit. I'm not gonna lie, stun gun would have been perfect, though. I'm not gonna lie, stun gun would have been perfect, though. I didn't even think of that. Stun gun would have been perfect for this.
With other people sticking up for Officer Lou, saying that she was not the victim and that she attacked the officer with the knife first.
Yeah.
The police have since come forward and said that Officer Lou has been placed on restricted duty status, pending the outcome of an investigation looking into the incident.
What the fuck? Do they not see that this girl deadass slashed them first? Okay.
Far as I can tell, this is standard procedure and doesn't indicate that he is in any trouble.
Yeah.
Now, some people have attempted to paint this as a racial police killing, stating that Sydney should have been tased and not shot.
I'm not gonna lie, maybe. I'm not gonna lie, maybe. She should have been, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I can tell that. Like, I can feel that. Alright, yeah, maybe she should have been stunned. But what if they don't have stun guns? You feel me? Like, real shit. Like, what if they just don't have stun guns? You feel me?
And that she was only shot because of the colour of her skin. However, there are other instances of such cases happening where the one killed was white. Leah Baker is a case that springs to mind. Leah did the same thing. She was mentally ill and she charged an officer with a knife. She was dealt with in the same manner, arguably even more brutally, as by the end of the encounter with the police, Leah's intestines were hanging out and a police dog was ripping into her skin.
What the fuck? Wait, whoa. Repeat that?
More brutally, as by the end of the encounter with the police, Leah's intestines were hanging out and a police dog was ripping into her skin. She too later died from her injuries.
That's
To
brutal.
draw such a conclusion so early on into the investigation does nobody any good and only inflames tensions. The purpose of this video is to give some background to the people involved in this now viral clip. From looking at Sydney's background, it seems that she really wasn't in the right state of mind and was clearly having an intense breakdown.
Yeah.
It's understandable that people are angry because a human being was killed, and they perhaps naively believe that they would react differently in that situation, and that they would somehow find a way to disarm Sydney without killing her. But it's important to remember that tasers don't always work. She put the life of an officer in danger.
She did.
And she was very close to killing him.
Yeah, look at her.
The case of Sydney Wilson has really seemed to divide people on what the appropriate response should have been. I can imagine that the comment section on this video will be filled with such debate.
Bro. I feel like I just heard something. Yeah, bro. Now look at her, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. To me, that was justifiable. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That was justifiable for me, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way at band. That was justifiable for me. I don't think she's wrong. I don't think the cops was wrong. She was wrong, bro. She should have never lunged at him with a knife. She should have never. Bro, she opened the door calm. She said, "Hey." She closed the door on some weird shit. Don't know why. Nobody would never know. Then she opened the door. She said, "Hey, how you doing?" And slashed him. Okay. Cop probably stunned. All right, let me back out my gun now. You want to play? All right. She said, "Don't move." She walking towards him. Slashed him again. Oh, okay. Do that one more time. Do that one more time. I got something for you. She tried to do it again. Shot her twice. She gets back up. She gets back up. Don't know how. I don't know if she was off a perk. I don't know if she's the Terminator. I don't know. I don't know how. You feel what I'm saying? But, right? She tried to come after him again. Boom. Then now she's finally dealt with. What I think about the situation, I think it was justifiable. I think she was wrong. And I don't think the cop killed her because of the color of her skin. I don't think that. He seemed cool. He said, "Hey," he knocked on the door. You feel me? She wasn't gonna go to jail. Don't know why she wanted to even put herself in a situation. She wasn't going to jail. But rest in peace to her. You feel me? Condolences to her family. This just happened a month ago. Less than a month ago. That's crazy. Nobody, we never heard this. We never heard of it, bro. I promise you, we never heard of it. We never heard of it. But anyways, good banger video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.